Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah.
Black girl.
My name's Jumba A.M.P.M. I was born in Chicago, raised in Tampa, Florida. People misunderstand my intentions. They misunderstand who I really am based off persona. They misunderstand who I am based off what I want for them and for myself. At the same time, like, I'm not going to do somebody dirty not because of them. I'm not going to do somebody dirty because of me, who I am. So I definitely feel that my intentions are misunderstood and misinterpreted. When I think back of Chicago, I remember my dad. You know, my father, he left us at I was 7 years old when he passed away. And it's like we was in Chicago with him. And the family was together, we was united. There was vibes, music, just hear it. I hear it in my brain every day. Losing my father at a young age, it affected the way I viewed life because sometimes it felt like I didn't have nobody to talk to or nobody to ask certain things. And it wasn't because my mother wasn't there, it's just because she wasn't a man, you know? Well, I mean, I would say survival started becoming more important than being a kid at the teenage years because, I got my little teenage jobs and stuff, and, we had to help the household out and, show love. So I didn't really get to see a lot of my money that I worked for because, we had to make sure the house was right, which is respect. So I started doing little things on the side that really nobody knew about. And that was the mistake that I made because I started getting used to that. When I was younger, I definitely had guidance. My mother was a great mother. She did not play around. She did everything she could possibly do to keep me and my sisters away from negativity and away from violence and away from breaking laws and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The choices that I made that changed my life was the choice to make fast money. The choice to just make it happen. Nobody knew about it in the beginning. So I was able to hide it a little bit and save my money. You know, but all that backfired. You know, sitting in prison, it sucked. And like, I missed the whole first year of my son's life. Only got to see him about 5 or 6 times. And that really affected me. It really made me feel like less of a man. It really made me feel like, I have to start thinking of other things I got to do with my life. Because if I don't think about it, who is? If I don't do for him, who is? Seeing my son again, him being 13 months old, he was knee high from being this little baby. I seen him tapping at the glass. First time I seen him was through the glass. Then I held him at 3 months. It was like a couple more visits after that. But to see him and pick him up and take him home with me, it was life changing. Definitely life changing. I made that choice never to go back. When I was gone out of my son's life for 3 months, fighting this case and the catching probation and stuff. And in those 3 months, his whole demeanor changed. His whole vibe switched. Like, he was really like becoming a bad kid without me. And instantly that I got my probation and I came home, instantly he became a good kid. When I walked in that door, he became him again. You know, the process to get my kid full custody was a challenging process because I wasn't challenging nobody but the state. And they made me do all type of classes. And me being an artist, I was in the beginning of my artist career at that time. They really didn't take it seriously, but you know, we was making a little bit of money. And between me and my engineer, we gave all the paperwork that was needed, and then did everything they wanted me to do. Parenting class, this class, that class, this test, that test, all type of stuff. It was a process, but it was definitely a process very worth it. Very, very, very worth it. most people most people don't really understand like how hard it is for a father to raise a child alone. But necessarily really it's not that hard. Everyone feels like it's hard. They think it's supposed to be just the mom's job, but at the end of the day, we're fathers. We're here to raise our children. We're here to make sure our children grow. You know, and when somebody is placed in a situation where they gotta do it all, they're gonna do it all. How many mothers raise sons by themselves? You know, so I was definitely blessed to be in a situation where I was able to take care of my kid full time. It was definitely a blessing. Well, it's really cool. Like, I'm married, I got my kid coming. My older son, he gets along well with my wife. So it's really, really been a vibe. It's been a vibe, and it's been something that I'm very blessed to experience. And I just hope to continue to grow and just follow God's will and let him keep pushing me towards the direction he wants me to be in. Music. Good old music. Man, I love music. Music has stress relief for me. Music has taken my mindset to a whole nother level. Music has shown me multiple countries, multiple cities, multiple states. Like, it definitely has been able to help me help people, which is one of the best parts when we're talking about music. Because I'll be honest, a lot of people I personally know, they don't share my music. A lot of people I personally know, they don't have my music on their stories through all their social media accounts. But through that, I get thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of views and plays. And strangers walk up to me, and strangers are like, hey man, thank you. Because this video you made, because this song you made, it really made me believe in me. You know, and then I look at the stats, you know, you see the stats and see all the different countries and cities and states. It's like, wow, you know, there's really people listening to the message. And that's how it allowed me to like change myself and change my surroundings by making sure that I get around the right people. Because, you know, you are the 5 people you hang out with the most. So therefore, you have to audit yourself, audit your circle, and make sure that you're going to head in your life to what you want to do. Whatever you feel is your passion, is your greatness, that's what you should do. As simple as that. No matter what nobody says. It don't matter. When people hear always making power moves, I definitely want them to understand that always making power moves is a movement. It's a movement that has started through growth. Through growth, through nonstop, through vibes, through never quitting. That's what always making power move means. When people tell you you can't do it anyways. When people say you're no good, do it till you get great. Mess it up, it don't matter. That's always making power moves. When people hear that brand, I want them to think of never quitting, never giving up, and never letting nobody's opinion of them affect you, because you are what you think of yourself, and that's just the bottom line. I mean, to anybody that feels they messed their life up, just know that you did it. Just know that you have to find your lane. Yeah, maybe you wanted to be in the medical field and you got some felonies and you just can't be there no more. It's okay, find yourself another lane. Maybe the lane that you want to be in, people around you are telling you not to do it. People around you are telling you not. Don't let nobody tell you who you can be and who you cannot be. Keep moving forward. People make mistakes. And that's one thing we have to learn. People make mistakes. We have to move forward from those mistakes. And sometimes you can forgive people in silence. Forgive people in the eyes, no matter upstairs. And just keep moving forward. And that's what anybody needs to do, no matter what they got going on. They just need to keep moving forward.
Why is every day the same old thing? Everybody in the trap push the same old game. So I can't relax cause it ain't gon' change. Time to come together, make that change. They be making all the money, leaving us the change. Just to end up in the box, stuck in chains. He says he's searching for a purpose, chasing drugs and fame. Anything to buck the pain, fuck the pain. Too many dark nights, fuck the rain.